Most founders sound exactly like the competition. If you want to be competitive in a crowded market, you can't just be better, you have to be different. I'm your host, Cameron Olds.
And I'm Dallin Merrill, and we're here to talk about how you can avoid being mistaken for your competition, differentiate your brand, and ultimately create a lasting competitive advantage for yourself in the market.
Welcome to Differentiate or Die. This episode of Differentiate or Die is brought to you by MessageOS. And by brought to you by, we mean written by.
If your team describes your product 10 different ways, your product is no longer differentiated. It's confusing, and so are your customers.
MessageOS helps big teams keep every sales deck, social caption, and support reply on message and on brand.
Clear, consistent, differentiated. Every time someone talks about you.
See how it works at protagonistcomms.co. Daryl Merrill, when was the last time you ate a sandwich? Like a really good sandwich?
Ooh. I really like tomatoes and avocados. So anytime I can get tomatoes and avocados in my sandwich, I'm really happy. But that was about maybe a month ago.
Do you eat sandwiches do you go to Jimmy John's or Subway or Jersey Mike's?
Yeah. I love Subway, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I don't love a lot of the other ones. I always get the same thing at Subway pretty much every time. They actually don't even have it on their menu anymore when they revamped it all. So I'm kind of upset about that, but they make it for me anyway.
What was the sandwich?
Just the spicy Italian. And then I get everything on it. If you don't get everything on it, I'm like, what?
I think that was Becca's favorite
price.
as well. She loves the
Really?
Spicy Italian. Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, nice.
100%.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. What about you?
I don't know if you ever watched or were even aware of Lilo and Stitch, the Lilo and Stitch series on Disney Channel when it was growing up, where it's there's lots of different Lilo and Stitch experiments that come to Earth or whatever. So there's lots of different versions of Stitch, but one of them is a sandwich fiend. He's this little yellow guy, and he's constantly making sandwiches, and that is me. I love sandwiches. I can't get enough of them. They're so good. And I'll eat anywhere. I'll do Subway, I'll do Jimmy John's, I'll do Jersey Mike's, though Jimmy John's is my fave. I think their bread is perfect. Step above everyone else's.
Their ad commercials are amazing. I love. Oh my gosh,
they're
so funny. They are really good fun.
Yeah.
So they get an A+ for that one.
So I'm glad you like sandwiches, because today is all about baked goods, bread, sandwiches, pizza, because we're taking a look at two of Utah's most popular, I don't even know if you can call them bakeries, but they're not bakeries. They're lunch dining spots that specialize in sandwiches and pizza and baked dough and all that stuff. We're talking about Kneaders and Village Baker. Have you been to either of them before?
Just Kneaders. I am a big fan of Kneaders. I love their breakfast, honestly. They do unlimited French toast, and it gets me every time. I love going to Kneaders for their French toast. It's they've got the cinnamon in the bread, and it's all amazing. They put the strawberries and the whipped topping on top. And even if I make French toast at home, I'll sometimes go buy their bread to make it with, because it's phenomenal. So yeah, I would highly recommend, if you haven't, going and getting their French toast. But I'm not I have a hard time paying a lot of money for a sandwich, because it's something I can make at home.
Right.
So, and they're a little bit pricier bakeries, right? It's for the experience. It's the experience of sitting down with someone and having a nice meal. It feels like, if you're going to Kneaders.
I don't care what it costs. If it's a good sandwich, I'll freaking pay for it. I don't even care. I want the good sandwich, and I will happily fork over a decent amount of cash just to have it, just for the pleasure of having a really good sandwich.
Yeah.
But
did you know? Sorry, I was just gonna say, did you know that Kneaders? I kind of know the owners of Kneaders very distantly, kind of. One of my friends, it's their grandma that created Kneaders.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So, yeah, they started in Orem. They're still a privately owned company, which is amazing because they have 50 stores.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Wild. They were started in 1997. No, not. They have several across the western U.S. states. So not just Utah anymore, which is amazing. I mean, it's...
Good for them. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, to be a privately owned company that has over 50 stores, not just in Utah, that is very impressive.
Yeah, good for them. And their whole thing was like made from scratch artisan bread, right? That was the whole thing, is it started around the bread. Gotcha.
Yeah, and like kind of have a European twist on it.
Okay, so like, what are they making? Like, are they making European loaves? Are they making croissants or something?
Well, it's just like, I mean, you have been to Europe, right? It's like bakeries are a big thing there. Like,
100%.
Bakeries are on every street. Whereas here, you go to Walmart and you get your bread and you make your sandwich. You know, it's like that's just what you do. But there in Europe, it's like you go downstairs, you go next door, and you get a really nice sandwich made on freshly baked bread. So that's kind of was their thing, is like, let's get some artisan breads. Let's make it a little bit more by scratch using natural ingredients and make it feel a little bit more like Europe.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, that sounds awfully similar to Village Baker. They were founded here in American Fork. So same thing, Utah. I don't think they only have 7 stores. So, which is actually kind of crazy considering they were founded in 1993. So Kneaders definitely figured out how to scale that thing. But like, they started and they were just selling homemade bread. So it looks like it all just started around homemade bread. This will be interesting. Who's differentiated? But both, I mean, essentially they sell the same thing, correct? I mean, it's homemade bread, probably a variety of different breads, and, you know, turning that bread into a variety of different things, like sandwiches, obviously, pizza, like soup, bread bowls and all that stuff, French toast, breakfast stuff. So I'm actually way interested to see how they're differentiated, and, you know, if they are, I'm kind of interested to see how they did that. So should we take a look at their websites?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, beautiful. Let's start with Kneaders first. I think this is the one that's most well known, but here we are. This is Kneaders' website. Oh, we have the rotating banner. Get a sign up. Oh,
man. Okay, wait. What's their first rotating banner? Because this is their second one, and it says, get us events and classes at Kneaders.
Yeah.
Sign up today. Okay,
so, I mean, for those who aren't looking on video, like, it's a rotating hero banner. The first one says event, exactly what Daryl just said. The second one says join the family, hiring all positions. So they're advertising their hiring. And then the third one says get a sign up reward, download the Kneaders app. Okay. Boo.
Oh, man. It's so bad. Like, why? Like, nothing about artisan breads, nothing about... Like, I don't know what their product is besides the picture looks like a bakery. So they have a little bit of visual, right? You can see some strawberries. You can see some breads in the pictures, but no verbal messaging about what they actually sell and why they're different at what they're selling.
Right. Yeah, that's a bummer.
I mean, the events and classes, they're not selling that, right? Like, I mean, sure, you can go learn how to make bread, but that's not your product.
No, definitely a fumble. Dang it. I hate when people do this. They just don't have any. Okay, so let's scroll down. Oh, wow, this is a super, super shallow website. Like, you scroll down and that's it. Just like really down below, it's like they have room for menu, gift shop, blog, and then holiday items. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, super basic website. It doesn't look like they're counting on a whole lot of people coming here to like order or whatever. What is their menu? Breakfast, sandwiches, bread, salads, soups, coffees, pastries, smoothies. What do their sandwiches look like? Got a four cheese mac and cheese sandwich. Dang. Cracked chicken sandwich, chicken, cheese, and ham, turkey cranberry croissant. Like, okay, so there's bacon. Daryl, turkey bacon avocado.
Yum. That sounds amazing.
You can't go wrong with the turkey bacon avocado sandwich.
No,
it's
you can't.
like the king of sandwiches.
Oh, it looks so good.
Dang, I'm gonna need to go get some of this.
Yeah, I would say just a quick question, like, how many people come on to Kneaders' website? Like, realistically, if I'm going to Kneaders, I just look it up on Google Maps, or say food around me on Google, or sandwich places around me on Google. But there feels like there's still a use case for their website, right? I mean, if it's a corporate event, right? I mean, I go here, or to like know their menu, or there's like, if I don't know what Kneaders is, I'm still going to go onto their website to figure out a little bit more about who they are and what they do.
Yeah.
So even though this might not be the number one place people go to find a sandwich place around, I still feel like there's a lot of value in showing who you are right on your main page and making a decent website. Agreed.
You and I were talking yesterday about like the three things that you and I are always telling people is, hey, you've got to be unique, you've got to be different, and then you've got to be consistent in saying those two things across all of your channels. So like, yeah, like best practices
you got to
be
clear. You said unique and different. Those are the same things.
Oh, sorry.
You got to be clear, different, and consistent.
Yes. So those are the three things you and I always tell people when we're working with founders trying to differentiate themselves. It's like, yeah, you got to be clear, you got to be unique, and then you've got to be consistent. So like best practices would be, if you have a website, you got to say the same thing, even on that website that you say on like your social and your emails, even if the website isn't where you're getting most of your customer acquisition from. But I liked your point, like, I'm probably like, this is how I find Kneaders. Like, I already kind of know what they do and what they serve. So I always look for them on Google. So like, this is what I just Googled, Kneaders near me, Saratoga. So I just picked the one closest to me. And this is what the overview says. It says, cafe chain specializing in a variety of breads plus sandwiches, salads, pastries, and breakfast flair. Okay. Interesting.
Okay. So I like that, right? I mean, they've got specializing in a variety of breads. So maybe that's a differentiator. But either way, like, why isn't that their H1 on their website? It's better than what's currently there. It might not be super different, but at the very least, it's clear.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I don't know, specializing in a variety of different breads. I feel like that's an oxymoron. Specializing in a variety. I'm like, okay, maybe.
That's funny.
What does their Instagram say? So in their header, in their bio, it says established 1997, family owned, hearth breads baked fresh daily, fresh made sandwiches, salads, soups, and pastries. Come home to #Kneaders. Okay. So, I mean, so they have like the hearth breads. I don't know what that means. Because I know the hearth is like a fireplace, but does that mean that they have like a particular specialty oven that they're baking the bread in? Like, because that would be interesting to know. Because if it is like some type of an oven, I feel like that's a decent differentiator. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, that's generally what a hearth is a fire-baked oven. I don't know if they actually have that, but if so, that's a differentiator. And I also think baked fresh daily is another differentiator.
Okay, I'll push. Okay, I think so.
I see what you mean. Like, probably all of these small shops are going to be baking them daily. So I totally get that. So
table stakes.
It might not be a differentiator from your local bakeries, but it is a differentiator from Subway, from some of these other sandwich competition.
Yeah, that makes sense. 100%. If you're not, I guess if you're not worried about, like, if Kneaders isn't worried about the Village Baker, then like that's a differentiator. But let's take a look at what Kneaders' website looks like. Or sorry, what Village Baker's website looks like. So here we are, villagebakerfood.com. Oh, they've got a rotating hero as well. So what was the first one? The first one was Utah's best lunch restaurant serving fresh and delicious food daily. Okay. Interesting.
At least they have something there.
At least they have something there. Welcome to Village Baker. The next one is check out our catering options. Okay, so literally the same as Kneaders. What's the third one? Come check out our new seating area. Okay, whatever. Okay, but the main messaging one is Utah's best lunch restaurant serving fresh and delicious food daily. Okay, so that's above the fold. What happens if we get down into it? Baking and catering, neighborhood sandwich and pizza shop. Okay, so here they're positioning themselves as a neighborhood sandwich and pizza shop. So, I mean, I feel like they are differentiating themselves. Kneaders is more of the breakfast thing, and they said that in the Google listing. But like, and then here, Village Baker looks like it's a lunch thing, sandwich and pizza shop. But I feel like that's tenuous. Maybe it's not. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, they're different with the pizza for sure. They don't do any pizza at Kneaders, but they could. Yeah. I don't think that's a differentiator. Yeah, they're a little bit more of a lunch spot, it feels.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, breakfast. Okay, so they have breakfast, pizza, sandwiches, desserts, soup of the day, salads, catering. So a lot of the different... What does it say when we scroll down to who we are? Since 1994, Village Baker set out to create a restaurant where families in the workforce and the workforce could get fast meal with real food that leaves you feeling good. Okay, so it's just like meaningless fluff that no one cares about. What does their Instagram say? What does their Instagram say? Made from scratch sandwiches, salads, and pizzas. In the bio, wheat milled on site, baked daily. Okay, so this is the same thing. Maybe the difference is like the wheat is milled on site. That's kind of cool. Because if you remember, Kneaders, hearth breads baked fresh daily, fresh made sandwiches, salads, soups, and pastries. Dude, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, it totally is. Their logos even look very similar.
They do look similar.
Just the wheat in a circle. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. What if we did Village Baker? Let's do the Google deal. Village Baker, nearest one near me. Let's see, share this tab instead. Village Baker here next to me. Here's the Google listing. Breakfast pizza sandwiches and cinnamon rolls are among the offerings of this unfussy restaurant. What? Do we have a different one, different overview? Popular eatery offering a selection of sandwiches, salads, soups, and baked goods. Okay, so, I mean, do you think we have enough information to give it a call? Are they differentiated or not?
No, I wouldn't know which one to go to. I only do because I've been there and I love the French toast, and Village Baker doesn't have the French toast. But we're looking bigger, right? We're not trying to sway one customer. We're trying to sway a lot of customers to go to one over the other. Or, pick and choose. We want a choice. We want, which one am I going to go to? Tell me why. So, Cameron, you've been to both. I haven't. Why would you choose one over the other?
Probably because all my friends go to one. Okay, so this is an interesting insight. They obviously don't message this. They don't talk about this at all. But there is this, when I was at Young Living, everyone would go to Village Baker for lunch. And they would have business meetings at Village Baker. So like there were a bunch of different companies and people, working professionals that would go to Village Baker for lunch. And so it almost has a reputation as this is where you go if you just want a nice lunch and you're like working in Silicon Slopes. Whereas Kneaders, I feel like, is breakfast. So I think there's like cultural nuances that like Kneaders nor Village Baker have tried to instill that's just been created despite of anything that either of them have done. So are they maybe differentiated via target audience? Like is Village Baker going for the working professional, like the Silicon Slopes, Silicon Valley types, and Kneaders is going for families? Could you say that?
Yeah, maybe. I think that would be an interesting thing to look at. If I had Village Baker and looked at who was coming, went to their store for an afternoon or a week, went into one, I bet there would be a difference between Kneaders. So that could definitely be a differentiator.
Right. Yeah. But like they don't message that. But like restaurants is tough because it's like you're not rejecting families that come in. Like Village Baker isn't going to reject families that come in at the noon.
No.
Right.
But I think that's what's so great about what we do is just because you message towards one group over the other doesn't mean that you lose the customer base of families. Families would still go there. Families would still see it as a yummy place to go get sandwiches. You just start catering towards another group, and by doing that, you grow even larger in that space.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. I don't know, dude. Restaurants are hard. I've tried to crack this nut a lot, but like it's really hard because like food is food, but it's not. Like you have different ways of preparing it, but like, does that matter to the end consumer? Like, because there's only so many different things you can put on a sandwich, right? Like it's like the turkey, bacon, avocado, tomato, lettuce, mayo, mustard. And then maybe you could switch out, like you could have a ciabatta bun, or you could do sourdough, or you could do whole wheat or whatever. But I'm like, how would you, if we were starting a restaurant today and we wanted to do sandwiches, like how the frick would we differentiate ourselves? I have no clue. It's the same thing with pizza joints. We should do pizza joints here in Utah because there's so many that just do the same pizza. But there's like Summit Pizza, there's Slab, there's Mod Pizza. Like there's so many. They all offer the same product. So yeah. How do you differentiate yourself? I have no idea. I have no idea on restaurants, dude. That's a tough nut to crack.
Well, at the very least, you have to be clear, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've already seen mistake number one, that they're not clear in their website messaging. A little bit better on their Google, but if Kneaders dived into their breakfasts, like really started messaging, we have amazing breakfasts, they're not going to lose people for lunch. They're going to get more for lunch, right? Like, I feel like people are nervous to really try to differentiate themselves because they feel like they'll lose on other fronts. And it's just not true.
Everyone's afraid of being pigeonholed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. We should take a look at like IHOP versus the Original Pancake House or something like that. Original House of Pancakes or whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, how would you... Is it just preference? Like it's just the tradition of your family to go to one over the other, which like that's cool and that's fine. But like if you're IHOP, like that sucks because you're just losing out on potential customers because that's where their family always went. Like if I was running IHOP, I'd be like, no, I want a slice of that pie. Like I want to take from them, and because I'm a different option or whatever,
Yeah.
So like, I guess you could rest on your laurels that you could create culture around your particular brand or chain, but I feel like you can't really acquire new customers at that point. You're relying on the continuity of your community, and that's just not a winning strategy. Like you have very little control over that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Village Baker and you only want 7 stores and that's all you care about, then that's fine. Right. If you're Mod Pizza and you only want 3 stores, maybe that's fine. But if you actually want to differentiate and like get into those markets worldwide or at the very least nationwide, then you need to have a differentiator. I think the French toast, honestly, at Kneaders does it for Kneaders. The unlimited French toast, I bet is their differentiator. I could be completely wrong on this, but so many people go for that. Yeah. And then now it became a big thing with everything else, their sandwiches, and now people like that and stuff. But I bet you anything they grew because of that differentiator in itself. But Kneaders...
Go ahead, sorry.
I could be wrong, but like it's the fact of it's unlimited, right? You can go back, you can get more. You can get done, go have more. And it's people loved that. And it's still there, right? So I feel like that's how they like said, hey, we're a really good bakery, but here's why we're different. And now they've stopped marketing that as much, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I could get behind like the unlimited French toast, but like, I feel like that is such an it's such an indefensible moat, because Village Baker
Yeah.
could tomorrow wake up and be like, we're going to do French toast. We know how to make bread, you know, so we can make it unlimited too. There's just no differentiating. There's no long-term differentiator there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
If they did that tomorrow, though, I'd still go to Kneaders, right?
because they're known for it.
Yeah. I mean, you could say that about anyone, right? You could say VRBO, someone could come in and say, oh, we do entire homes just for you, right?
Right.
But nobody's going to like know you because VRBO already hit that stick, right? Like they've already planted their flag, and that's what they do. And that's what they do really well.
Right.
So if you're able to like beat out everybody else in the market by sticking with what you're good at, then I think you beat them out anyway.
Interesting. Well, I mean, so are they clear and are they different? I would say neither. What would you say?
For Kneaders, I would give them on clarity very low. The best one was probably their highest traffic, which is their Google Maps review, but everything else was very, very low. So I would give them a 2 on that. And then on differentiator, in their messaging, also like probably a 1, but I feel like they are different with their French toast.
Interesting, yeah.
And for Village Baker, I'd give them a 1 for clarity and a 1 for differentiator. I'd give 2 total. So like a 3 total for Kneaders and a 2 total for Village Baker.
Yeah, I think I'd give similar scores. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just want to go get a sandwich now. That's all that this episode's taught me. I just need a sandwich.
Well, perfect. I love it. If you feel like you need some help clarifying or differentiating your brands, we might not have all the answers right now, but as we look into it, like with these 2 companies, we'd maybe have to do a little bit of customer views and see kind of a little bit more about the market. We can help you differentiate your brands, and visit us at protagonistcomms.co.
Peace out.